There's so much anxiety during this time around economic questions and questions of money, you know, and who has it, who doesn't have it, who will get to have it. How do you, as a ZöLoftian, experience this anxiety?
Yes, I have an answer. Well, okay, so first of all, we do not have money in my planet. So my relations with this, what you are saying, money, it's purely as an outsider. It's not part of my innate culture. Yeah. So what I see, it's like this. In the old paradigm, like 2 months ago, most people, not everyone, but lots of people, the majority, won't say, had a relations with this thing of money, what is like desire. Everything what is desire, everything what is motivation is symbolized by money, but it's also symbolized it's also exactly what you say, waste. It is waste. It is the definition. Like money, it's shit. Yes, it is actually like what you don't need, but it's the tangible result of it. So you have a culture what is completely wrapped up around this shit and this kind of terrible shame, because we are all shame of our waste. Yes. So I think in the new paradigm now we are starting to glimpse the corruption of that way of thinking about time, that time is only money, that how I spend my time, my labor, this is something what you must sell. It's not, let's just say, it's not a happy relation. Sometimes some people are happy, but it doesn't promote beauty and equanimity and happiness amongst its people. Mostly it mostly promotes a different kind of, there's the glimmers of, if you have it, you can have this happy, but then it's always also totally an illusion. We live in a world of excess. We have plenty, we just don't have the right distribution systems for it. But if we actually just work on the distribution and maybe shift and change what we understand as need and want and distribution and sharing, maybe this is a new paradigm.
Was there ever money on your planet?
We don't have anything what is money, this concept. When I come to your planet, I seem to have it because I am different and I have maybe some like people are welcoming me, they give me money. So I do not have to live under the demons of it quite so intensely like many people do.
I mean, it's also interesting because I've seen definitions of money that are kind of like that money is really like a promise of an exchange of some kind, right? Money is like a kind of a tangible representation of a promise I make to you, you know, and originally it was like there were these ledgers and
yes, this is the original writing is accounting apparently.
And then they needed someone to represent this promise or represent this commitment of the, you know, you are going to give me a calf and I'm going to give you a bucket of water or something like that. It's funny when I hear it in those terms. When I think about it as a promise, or there's something quite interesting about it. Literally accounting, right? It's accounting for something. It's accounting for a kind of a debt relationship that I have to you, but not one that's steeped in shame or I don't have it or you do have it. More like you're giving me something and I'm giving you something back, and care, a reciprocal care. And it seems that we have really warped needlessly and sort of violently this reciprocal care, wouldn't you say?
Yes. I would say also that, you know, in its original state, probably money, it's why people of different cultures would trade with each other, right? It's how, and then also there is this relation of money with colonialism. because in order for the Dutch people to get the money for the building of the ships, you know, they would get, and then the British as well, and the Spanish, they would get the backers, right? The Dutch were really, the Flemish were really good at that, the Spanish Empire. They would get the backers to pay for the ships, and then the ships would go with the promise that they would bring back riches from these foreign places.
Were you here during that time? Were you visiting the planet? So what is your relationship to age and years and time in ZöLoft? I can't remember.
Thank you for that question. That's such a lovely question. Yeah, I mean, I would say, yes, I have visited back to this your planet at many different eras and many different times. And because we are a very, very small planet, we have a different relation with time because we're very far away from the sun. So each time around the sun, it's maybe like 100 years your year. So yeah, I mean, I have like a completely different, I mean, I do have a relation with time for sure. I understand time, but I think my understanding of time, it's different from yours.
Do you feel that when you're with us now, as you are in this visit, that you've come, do you feel that you are slowing down or that you have to speed up?
Thank you for that question.
Yeah.
I think it's like a simultaneous slowing down and speeding up at the same time that I can hold and be in this one place right here. And there's a lot of like magnetic energy for the forward and the back, you know? So it's like that. It's a tension more than it is a speed.
Interesting.
It's like coming in, because, you know, in my planet, we don't have gravity. There's no pressure. So when I come here, there's so much gravity. Feel this pressure, but it's like very magnetic.
Oh, you're saying gravity. I heard it as brevity. There's no brevity.
Gravity.
No gravity. Oh,
gravity. There's also no brevity.
I don't know if you've been aware of this since you arrived so recently again, but there have been these protests, right? There have been these people protesting, not a large number of people, but some people who are protesting these stay-at-home orders, and part of it is like they're like, we're sick of being at home, you know. And in terms of planetary time or era-based time, it's such an insignificant amount of time.
Well, I think it really makes them question what is their purpose, right? Because if they are defining their life as their work, and then that is taken away from them, then there is, what do you have left? Well, you have yourself. And, you know, there are people who are used to their work being of themselves, and you are one of them, obviously. But most people, I think, most people, maybe they have more complicated relations with other people validating their labor. And fitting in their labor fits into something that is more bigger than what they can do, what they are making. Yes?
Yes, I mean, I was going to say, actually, I mean, it feels like they don't define themselves so much, but they are defined by labor relations. You know, I think I don't know that these are productive.
That is money. Money is the definition of labor relations.
We say Gesundheit here sometimes when people sneeze.
Dankeschön.